Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. As I just said, thank you for taking time out of your Saturday. I know this is not the ideal way for us to be having our first interactions with you together. But I'm glad that you guys are able to make it. And we'll keep this relatively short in terms of the presentation aspect of this Q&A. We really want it to be a Q&A session for you guys. I'm Talia Schenk, and I am one of the student advisors for the undergrad program here in the School of Management and Labor Relations Labor Studies Department. And so welcome to all of you. If, as you have questions, please post your questions under the in the Q&A section to the all attendees, so that way everybody is able to see the questions that you guys are asking. Because what we found especially is that most likely if you have the question, somebody else probably does as well. So we're glad that you are here. And let's see, I just want to make sure, there we go, that I'm able to see the chat session for the Q&A part. And so just a brief overview of the Labor Studies Department. And this is actually one of the files that you can find on the sort of the landing page for the School of Management and Labor Relations, which is what we call similar. And so I'll share this with you. And I can do this. There we go. So there's a good chance that you are asking, what is management and labor relations? What is labor relations? And really what it is that it examines how work itself is a key piece of the puzzle that connects a number of different topics: labor, law, management, diversity, and globalization. And what labor and employment relations does is that as you proceed through the major, you'll examine like how these pieces are all connected to work and how they all influence the concept of work. And over the course of your time with us, you'll discover how you fit into that puzzle. Some of the things that we study are like how labor is defined. What are the specifics of it? How is it legally defined? How does that impact workers? What are our rights as workers? What does labor law, or how does labor law protect us as workers? What's the relationship between workers and management? Anybody who has a job here knows that there are definite relationships between staff and management. Some of them are good, some of them are less than good. And one of the things that we examine is how we can maximize those relationships and make them as productive as possible, make them as, quote, good as they can be. The other thing we examine is how our work sectors reflect the true diversity of not only our workforce within New Jersey or at the company where you work, but on a larger scale. And what do we mean exactly when we say diversity and inclusion? A lot of the times we hear of it spoken as, say, being about race or gender, but it's much broader than that. And so it's important to recognize just how we approach diversity and what it means to really be a true, diverse, equitable, inclusive work environment. And another thing that we examine is how globalization is affecting the labor force and the workforce today. And to sort of wrap that up, and not necessarily in a culminating way, we also look at how workers are addressing these issues, whether they're doing that individually or collectively. And so a lot of people, you might be sitting there thinking that, I've heard of human resource management, HRM, but I haven't really heard of labor and employment relations. So what exactly is the difference? And so HR or HRM is a key component of every organization. It helps shape the employee experience and enhances organizational effectiveness. HR tends to be within the realm of a particular company where the employees are working. Labor and employment relations takes a little bit of a broader approach. It explores how work can be changed to improve outcomes, not only for employees at a particular company or organization, but in society as a whole as well. And so, um, and there goes my presentation. Let's see. Gotta love technical difficulties. Oh, that was the end of the presentation. And so that, I apologize. I haven't looked at this 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 morning, and so um, stop sharing that screen now so I can see your questions here. Um, and it looks like we do have a question. Is the school separate from the School of Arts and Sciences? Yes, it is. There are a number of different schools within Rutgers, as you all likely know when you were applying here. And so it is separate from the School of Arts and Sciences, or what they'll refer to as SAS. And so, but there are a lot of SAS students who choose to major in labor studies and employment relations. You can major in it as a direct school within the School of Management and Labor Relations, or you can do so as a student in just about any other school as well. And so, let's see, let's take a look at a couple of other questions here. Hi, Kaneshi, and you're transferring from Mercer, that's good to hear. And so in terms of being a human resource management major, the way that it works when students are admitted directly into the School of Management and Labor Relations, you'll hear people refer to the School of Management and Labor Relations as SIMLR by its acronym. All students who are directly enrolled in SIMLR must at least be a labor studies major. Now, whereas SAS requires both a major and a minor in order to complete the degree, we only require the labor studies major. And so a lot of our students definitely have a minor, and many of them have a second major as well. There are a lot of students, for example, who have the double major in labor and employment relations, as well as human resource management. There's a lot of overlap between the curricula of the two majors, and we each accept classes from the other department to count towards the major. So it's definitely doable to be a human resource management major, as well as a labor studies major. In terms of your second question, can you talk about the 3-year program and where you get your bachelor's in 2 years and master's? I think what you might be referring to is what we refer to as our 5-year program. Since you're transferring from Mercer, if it's a situation where you've completed your associates in arts or associates in science, then you would come in with 60 credits transferred, and also then have your general education requirements or your core requirements taken care of. And so within the context for you as a transfer student, if you've completed your associate's degree, then yes, it would be 3 years. The way that works is that you still apply to the Master's in Labor and Employment Relations program just as any other student would. But we will waive up to 3 undergraduate labor studies courses that you take into the master's program. So whereas the master's program is 39 credits to complete, if you come in with 3 courses waived, you can technically finish the master's in 1 calendar year. Now, we do recommend it being a calendar year in terms of spreading it out over 3 semesters, so you're not overloading yourself academically, but it is possible to do. And depending on how your breakdown is in your last semester, if it's in the fall or the spring, you can start taking up to 2 graduate courses while you're still an undergraduate. And if you have more specific questions on that, I'm happy to talk with you after I go through some of the other questions here. Um, and so in terms of looking for internships, you can start doing that as soon as you like. We have an amazing career services department that works with our students, not only in terms of giving them tips on finding internships. They, once you come into the school, you'll be placed on the school's listserv, and they're continually sending out not only job announcements, but also internship opportunities. Um, our career services, career management specialists work with our students, not only in terms of helping them to find internships, but also helping them fine tune their resumes, conduct mock interviews to hone in on your interview skills. And so you can start that at any point when you feel ready. Um, and so glad you were able to figure out the sound issue, Nicholas. Um, and let's see, in terms of which courses you should be taking as a transfer student. Um, One of the nice things, again, as I mentioned, if you have completed your Associates in Arts or Associates in Science, you will automatically be receiving 60 transfer credits, which is the maximum number of transfer credits that you can have transferred over from community colleges. If you're also coming in from, if you also have credits from a four-year college, then you can receive up to 90 credits. So another question is, if you're able to major in human resources and graduate from similar, the answer is no. Any student who is admitted directly into the School of Management and Labor Relations must be at least a labor studies major. I'm not sure when you were able to join the Q&A here, but I mentioned earlier that students who are admitted directly must at least major in labor studies, but unlike, say, SAS, we do not require a minor or a second major. And so that does leave students with a lot of sort of room in terms of the number of credits to reach the minimum 120 credit threshold to graduate. A lot of students have plenty of room to complete both majors without going past the 120 credits that a student needs to graduate. Let's see. Any other questions? I'll give folks a few minutes to type, or a few moments to type. Another question is, can you minor in a business field such as marketing or with a human resource major? In terms of minoring in a business topic, a lot of our students choose entrepreneurship. And the reason for that is a minor that students are able to take from the business school without having to apply to the business school in order to be able to major or minor in one of their topics. If you want to do, say, for example, a business administration minor, then you need to apply to the school so you're accepted to be a minor. In an instance of being a business minor, for example, you would still be enrolled in similar, but just be authorized essentially by the business school to be able to minor in that topic, whether it's marketing, business administration, and so forth. As I said, entrepreneurship does not require an application. So that's a great question, by the way. Other questions? What I'll do, you're welcome, is while students are thinking of questions, I'll start talking about our, where did I put that? Our 5-year, what we call our 5-year program. And so that way, I'm not just sitting here where we're all staring into the void. And so, but again, if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Um, is it fair to say that an SAS student can major in human resources and minor in business administration? As far as I know, yes. If you're an SAS, then you can major only in human resource management if that's what you choose to do. As I mentioned, SAS does require a minor or a second major. Um, and so, from that standpoint, yes, you could be an HR major and a business administration minor as long as you were accepted by the business school to minor in business administration. Okay, so it looks like some folks who joined might not be able to see the presentation, but that's okay. I'll be reading out most of it anyway. In terms of the master's program, because we have had a couple of questions about that, uh, the way that our master's program works is one nice thing is that we do not require students to submit GRE scores to be considered for the program. We waive that for all Rutgers alumni, regardless of whether or not you have majored in labor and employment relations. And so, Kaneshi, when you asked about the 5-year or the 3-year program within your context, um, and so as I mentioned earlier, it is possible for labor studies undergrads to earn their MLER with only one extra calendar year of study. We waive up to 3 courses into the MLER program as an undergraduate. And so then, um, and obviously we have a great many of our students who were not labor and employment relations majors as an undergraduate. And so to complete the program, you need to complete 13 courses or 39 credits. And again, that can be in combination with the 3 undergraduate labor studies courses that can be waived if you have 3 that can be waived. And again, if let's say you have only 1 or 2 classes you need in your final semester as an undergraduate, then you can start to take up to 2 graduate courses while you're still an undergraduate. One thing that's nice about that is that it enables you to save a little money because you'd still be paying undergraduate level tuition. Um, and so we have an amazing career services department, as I mentioned. The average starting salary based on our 2019 graduate survey, the average starting salary was about just over 71,000, and the median starting salary was about 63,000. We've had our students, our graduates, go on to work at a diverse range of companies, whether it's the U.S. EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the U.S. Department of Labor, the New York, excuse me, Amazon, Michael Kors, L'Oreal, and so there's a wide range of career opportunities available to students as labor studies graduates. And so yeah, I hope you will consider the program if you're still trying to decide between a couple of different schools that you've been admitted to. I am happy to answer any questions you have. And so if you have any questions, our contact information is on a number of the different documents that you'll find on our landing page, which you used, which is where you logged into this Q&A session.